Welcome back to Self-Help. In this video, I'm going to be sharing some thoughts about what I do when my opinions differ from someone else's. Arguments and passionate discussions are everywhere. You don't have to look very hard to find them. And honestly, that's kind of what Facebook and Twitter have turned into for me. They've become this battleground for differing views and belief systems. Maybe you've observed this same thing. And I also see this a lot in therapy. Not just when I'm working with couples, although that's where I see it the most, but also when I'm working with clients and patients one-on-one who have different opinions from mine regarding their treatment or even their diagnoses. I actually used to love arguing with people and coming up with the best and most logical way to show them that they are wrong and that I am right. But I've found that this doesn't really help anything. Oftentimes it led to hurt feelings, strained relationships, and resentment. And maybe you've experienced this too. I'm all about cutting stuff out that doesn't help my mental health. So I want to tell you about how I made this change and how it's helped me. Now, there are a few quotes that, for me, represent important principles that I try to live by and let guide my everyday actions. I'm going to share one with you that I think a lot about, especially when it comes to arguing. It goes like this: "A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still." I find that this is so true. I have yet to meet someone with a certain set of beliefs and a strong conviction who is completely swayed by someone with competing views. I have yet to experience that myself. It just doesn't happen that way. Now, obviously, people can change their stance and viewpoints on things. It happens all the time. But that usually only happens when someone is willing to be open, to learn, and look at things a different way. So, like the saying goes, when someone is persuaded or convinced against their will, meaning that they're not interested in changing their stance or viewpoints, then their opinion stays the same. It doesn't make them bad or dumb or reduce their worth as a human. You're the same way about your own beliefs, right? People who believe differently than you can't necessarily persuade you away from those beliefs, and that's okay. I think you'll find more peace and less contention when you realize that efforts to convince someone about something against their will doesn't work and isn't helpful. In the end, it'll probably do more damage than good. I want to make something clear though. This doesn't mean that you have to agree with everyone or pretend to agree with everyone. It doesn't mean that you have to give up your beliefs or that you can't share your beliefs. You should have your own beliefs and convictions and stances and viewpoints. That's what makes you, you. And hopefully, whatever those happen to be, they help you find meaning in your life. What this does mean is that efforts to convince people to see things the same way you do, when they're not really in the mood to change their views, is going to lead to more harm than good on both sides. Take a stand on things that are important to you. Tell people about it. But when people are not in a place to be convinced about what you believe, then it's okay to leave it alone. And if you can't tolerate people who think differently than you, that's fine. Just be sure to constantly surround yourself with people who believe the exact way you do, and good luck. Anyway, like I said, if there's something that somebody can do to make life a little smoother, I'm all for it. And I feel like this is one of those things. Yes, I want you to have strong viewpoints and strong stances and solid belief systems. And it's okay if they're different from someone else's. Just always remember, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is just a topic that's been on my mind lately, and I thought I'd share it. So I'll see you next time.